We are changing our rear springs today. These are my original ones, and first thing is first. On the bottom, there's gonna be, let me just put this thing. Okay, so the wheel is off, obviously. The car is jacked up, and we're gonna be using 10mm socket because there's gonna be cover on the bottom of the control arm like this, and it has those two bolts, as you can see, one on this side, one on the other. So we have to take them off. Alright. Okay, now removing the second bolt. That's how it looks like. It's very small. Put them to the side, and now basically it's also, hold on, it's got like those small clips over here on both sides. So just to work its way around, and you'll be able to take it off just like so. Put them to the side like that. Now, as you can see, we have the shock and sway bar link, so we have to disconnect those. Well, I'm not sure I'm gonna replace the spring yet. Either I'll have to, after I remove those, the shock and sway bar link, maybe I'll try to just pry on the control arm, and maybe that will release the spring, because the springs in the rear, they don't have a lot of tension actually, unlike the ones in the front. And if anything, I also have this set for removing the springs in case. Pick up the suspension a little bit, so there's not a lot of tension on it. Okay, that should be good enough. And for sway bar link, it's 13mm. I'm gonna take it right off, as this first one over here. Link is loose. Now, take out that bolt from the other side. Comes right off. Keep your pieces together. Now this should just be loose, and it is. Now let's remove the shock. So, as you can see, the shock is loose. This thing is loose, and I'm just lowering the suspension now a little bit, and you see it's like right over here. So this spring is almost loose, not quite yet. Okay, so what I actually had to do is, unfortunately, I couldn't use the compressor, the spring compressor, because it just didn't work for me. And instead of that, I had to remove that bolt over there. Right now it's a screwdriver in there instead of that bolt. The bolt is over here. And right now I have this, the control arm supported, and I will just lower this thing down, and then I will remove the spring this way. Okay, so the screwdriver is out, and let's try lowering this thing slowly. Okay, let me do this and then I'll show you. I wanted to show you how it looks like now. So as you can see, the knuckle is separate from control arm, and now you can just, as you can see, the spring is loose, and now you can just take it out. Easy. Here's our old spring. It's still in good shape, but I'm putting lowering springs, so I'm gonna put that to the side now. And now there's gonna be your If you want, you can also put like undercoating or something over there, but there's also your rubber spring pad. I'm not gonna take it out because I'm gonna reuse it, you know, so it can just stay there. But that's my method, that's how I did that. This thing, I'll just put a little bit over there where the spring mount is on the top. So it rusts less. Just like so. Okay, one more time. Take a look how it looks now. Much better. Now let's get our spring. So, okay. Here's the spring. Okay. And just be gentle with it. Try to not, you know, scrape it too much so it won't rust more. But basically, you just take it. Yeah, you lower the control arm, put it in there, and that's it. So let me do that. So I actually had to remove the spring pad. It was pretty well stuck on over there. Up. I just had to remove it, and I'm gonna just clean it up. And then the reason why I had to take it out is because my new spring, it wouldn't match on the, you know, on the support, you know, so I would have to. Right now I'll just put this one on like that. Let me try. Okay, so as you can see, it's gonna go like this, and now I'm just gonna put it on over there, and now I'll just match those contact points. So the contact points are, as you can see, they're over there on the bottom. You see where it ends basically. That's where, you know, the coil of the spring is going to be sitting basically in this spot over here. So you also want to clean that up and make sure it's nice and dry and good. Spring is on now, and now basically I'm just going to jack up this control arm, put the bolt back, and then just reinstalled my shock and the sway bar link. Everything is seating properly, the spring is seating properly, and now you can just start jacking up the control arm like so. It's gonna have to go in between where this bushing is. Oh, this bushing is gonna need to be replaced soon, I guess. Okay, just watch for your sway bar link and shocks so that they don't get caught. Okay. Just keep. I'm gonna need two hands because I have to make sure this one is staying away from this control arm so it's not getting caught on the control arm thing. Just line it up, use a screwdriver or something. Okay. Put a screwdriver in here, and then from the other side you're gonna just put the bolt in. Bolt is in. Now just get your nut, screw it on. It's 21mm nut. Okay, and then after that just tighten them. Okay. Guys, so our shock and our sway bar link is installed. Everything is pretty much ready to go. Now we just have to put our cover back, which looks like this, as you saw in the beginning. And yeah, that's pretty much how you do the coil spring in the rear of this car. You can't really use the spring compressor. I tried because it's too long, and as soon as you try compressing the spring, it's just hitting on the body of the car. So the only thing that you can do is basically just disconnect the control arm on one side and just lower it, use a pry bar or whatever, but that's how you pretty much do it. Over back, you just have to place it like that. Oh yeah, doing it the wrong way. This is facing the differential, so just put it on. Well, actually, I'm just gonna paint these bolts a little bit so they don't get rusty over time, or just put some grease on them so they're not gonna be rusty in the future. So here I put just some grease on those 3 bolts and nuts, so it's not gonna accelerate the rust that quickly. Now ready to put back our cover. Okay, now these clips just have to push up a little bit, just like that, and it's in. And now let me get my bolts really quick. Bolts back in place. One goes over there. Okay. Now the second one. Second one. Okay. Let me use my 2 hands. Okay, so the bolts are in. Let's just tighten them down for now. And this side is gonna be done. I'm not gonna be showing you the other side because it's the same procedure. Okay. So yeah, just tighten them down and this side is gonna be good to go. And yeah, so it's not that hard to do, so good luck and thanks for watching. I don't know, actually it got lowered a little bit. So, but these pranks, I don't know if you watched my previous videos, but I'm lowering the car like 1.6 inch of an inch, so it's not gonna be like crazy, but you can see the difference and it looks much better already.